Hey guys, good morning. Y'all pardon me. I was trying to wrap up something. I'm here. Good morning. Let's go ahead and jump on into the show, guys, because my morning has been super duper busy. I hope you guys are doing well. Good morning to everyone. Shout out to my top flights for being in the building. Let's jump in. Of course, everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. Happy Monday to you all. Let's get into it. Let's go. All right, first topic, you guys. A lot of people are not happy about this. It's supposed to be some type of movie or biopic or something like that coming out, and Hollywood executives are defending wanting Julia Roberts, you guys, to play Harriet Tubman in a biopic, okay, and says that no one would know the difference. I think people would know the difference. Now, we know that Hollywood, they do have a way of doing makeup and stuff like that to make you look completely different or look like someone that you're depicting in a movie. Case in point, Jafar Jackson, how they did all this makeup and stuff on him to make him look like Michael Jackson. I mean, at some points in the movie when he would turn his head certain ways or do certain dance moves, I'd be like, is that Michael Jackson? Right? So Hollywood has a way of doing things, but I do think that it's highly disrespectful of them to choose Julia Roberts. Not to say she's not a great actress, okay? I loved her in Pretty Woman. But I'm gonna be honest, I really would like to see someone that's my color, okay, that can dig way deep down and feel that pain of our ancestors and what we had to deal with in terms of what Harriet Tubman had to deal with back in the day. I feel like there are plenty of Black people who could play this role, all right? I mean, Taraji P. Henson or, anybody in Hollywood besides Julia. Like, why we gotta choose Julia? Nothing against Julia Roberts, right? What do y'all think? Mm-hmm. Y'all said stop it, Rhoa. I wish I could stop it, y'all. When I saw this shit, I said, hold the hell up. All right, so according to the Gossip Street, they said that here's why he wanted Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman. One of the wildest casting ideas in Hollywood history almost involved Julia Roberts playing Harriet Tubman. Screenwriter Gregory Allen Howard, who worked on the Harriet Tubman biopic, recently revealed that a Hollywood executive once suggested casting Julia Roberts as the lead role. Now, according to Howard, the executives defended the idea by saying that Harriet Tubman's story happened so long ago that no one is going to know the difference. I think we will. Black people, I've never been in a cornfield or picked cotton, but I still resonate with the pain that my ancestors and the people before me who were abused and made to be in slavery, I still can resonate with that pain. Right? Those are my people. I can't say that about Julia. I thank you for the movies. We love you in the movies, but no, ma'am. Okay, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. So they said Howard did not reveal the executive's name, but said that the story has resurfaced online and left many people stunned. Some believe that it shows just how disconnected parts of Hollywood have become or have been from Black history. Others can't believe the suggestion that ever made it in the first place. They said, what do you think? Is this the craziest casting idea that you've ever heard? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's like saying Julia Roberts go play, Rosa Parks, right? Rosa Parks was a fair-skinned woman, but is that safe to say that you could still choose someone like Julia Roberts and pull her hair up into a bun and put all this makeup on her and say, hey, yeah, go play Rosa Parks sitting on the bus, where white people are telling you to get up off your seat after you've been standing on your damn feet all day working, and you just want to have a seat so that you can get to your destination. And white people screaming at you and calling you the N-words and things. No, absolutely not. I would love to see our Black people play Black roles that they can identify with. Correct? I'm not feeling that. When I saw that, I said, what? Is this a prank? Is this a joke? But yeah, they were actually considering her. Y'all put in there what y'all think about that. Let's move on though. All right, so Diddy is still trying to get out of jail, child. He is still trying to get out of jail. I don't know, child. Maybe he is booed up too much. Maybe the fellas in there loving him because y'all know he loved them FOs. So, child, he's in there. He probably got a whole bunch of baby oil in there too. Okay, they probably don't probably hear nothing but cheeks slapping all night. Ain't nobody getting no sleep with Diddy's ass in jail. All right, that's all you hear all night. They say, hey, you wanted your cheeks slapped? Get in here, Diddy. Get in here and get these cheeks slapped. Where the baby oil at? Get some baby oil on you. Shit, rub you down since you want your damn cheeks slapped. All right, but anywho, so Donald Trump, somebody else who was probably cheek slapping over there with Epstein, he don't want to talk about it though. So Donald Trump reportedly is considering clemency for Diddy. Okay, according to CBS News, now they're saying that Donald Trump is reportedly considering several potential acts of clemency, including the possibility of one for Diddy. All right. Now remember, yes, honey, cheek slapping, y'all know. But y'all remember that Trump was saying he didn't want to pardon Diddy or anything like that because Diddy did that vote or die speech back in the day trying to get people to vote for Obama over Trump. He didn't want Trump to win. So he had a whole lot of shit to talk about Trump. So Trump was like, yeah, you talked all that shit about me. I'm not about to pardon you. So now I don't know if it's some money that was put up because y'all know nothing moved Trump like money. Okay, you put some good money together, you can get him to do anything. All right, but so now it seems that Trump is considering possibly giving Diddy some clemency, which could get him out of jail early. So it says that Sean Diddy Combs, as he reviews the pardon request, a possibility rather for Sean Diddy Combs to be getting clemency as he reviews pardon requests ahead of a meeting with advisors. Now, according to CBS News, no decision has been made as of yet. And while Combs' case remains under discussion, it was not expected to be among the recommendations from the White House pardon team. But it's a possibility that, because Diddy's been begging and pleading, child, and, anybody, he's trying to get anybody to get him out. He don't even really like Trump, but he knows that Trump is the president right now, and he does have some pull. So if he can, maybe shoot him a few dollars. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? This is like his second or third time asking for Trump to pardon him or give him some type of clemency so he can get out. I think he's still got another 2 years, okay, before he's going to be getting out. So he doesn't want to sit that long. And if he can get out early so he can be back to the cheek slapping, then oh well. We'll see what happens. We'll keep our eyes on it. But yeah, there's no end all be all in this yet. Okay, they haven't made a final decision, so to speak, in Diddy being pardoned. All right, let's get into this big Tigger news. So he's gonna have to sit for a little bit longer. All right. So Big Tigger announces that he's gonna be stepping away from the mic, y'all. So he's not gonna be in the radio station at the radio station B103 for a minute. With all of this going on with his ex-wife, and then with the girl at the radio station who was said to have been his side piece, according to the wife, she said she's got text messages and inappropriate stuff going on. Y'all know that the girl in the studio that's supposed to be the side chick is now suing the wife for saying that the wife was saying that she was the reason for Big Tigger and the wife's situation. We already saw the video where Big Tigger was seen holding his wife's arms and slinging her into a door where she got a huge cut on her face that comes all the way down from her hairline to under her eye. She has a black eye. There's a lot of things going on in this case, but Big Tigger has announced that he is stepping away from the mic to focus on his family and his ongoing legal issue. Okay, he did make a statement. We'll look at that here in a second. Good morning. I see you guys coming in. Thanks for being here. So Big Tigger says that he is stepping away from the mic for the first time, being that he is focusing on his family and ongoing legal battles. In a statement he shared on social media, he says that being away from his son has been the hardest part of the situation, reaffirming that he denies all allegations against him and said that he is looking forward to clearing his name. Well, do you remember the video is out there, sir? We did see the video, so it's going to be kind of hard for you to say, oh, yeah, I never did that. He's still denying that he is guilty when we literally saw you in a video and this woman is telling you to stop and leave her alone. You grabbed her and forcefully pushed her into a door, which caused some severe injuries on her face, where she had to get several stitches in her face. But let's get into this. Big Tigger has released another statement. This is the second statement he has released since this incident occurred. He says, for as long as I've been in the industry, my focus has always been to keep the spotlight on the culture and the incredible people that I get to interview. But right now, my personal life is in the public eye and has become the subject of overwhelming speculation and misinformation. Through all of this, what hurts the most is being away from my son. Nothing is more important to me than being a great father. So I've decided to step away from the mic for a while to focus on my family and give my legal team the room they need. As I previously said, I unequivocally, deny every allegation, and I am looking forward to clearing my name. Thank you so much for all the love and support. So that's his statement, which I'm pretty sure his team probably wrote that for him, I'm sure. But anywho, that's the second statement that he's put out since this incident occurred. He's going to be stepping away, so y'all won't be hearing Big Tigger at the V103 radio station for a while until this legal situation probably dies down. He's probably embarrassed now that the video has been put out. Everybody's probably asking him or questioning him about it. It is now an open case, so of course he can't talk about it, but it has to be embarrassing to be seen on a video pushing your wife into a door. Then she's coming online and showing the injury, so it kind of looks like, make it look like you know, the next Ike Turner out here. And he's like, hey, so this could be the end of his career, where people are like, yeah, especially women who supported him, and just people in general, they're just probably not going to be as supportive now. So it's probably for the best for him to get out of the spotlight and not to just be at work acting like things never happened while people are like, hello. It's like a big pink elephant in the room. So it's something that you really can't deny, but he's stepping away. So I respect it. So we'll wait and see what the courts say about that. Let's get into the next topic. Mary J. Blige is in our news today. We haven't talked about her in a while. Her stupid ass ex-husband, Kendu, with his lying, cheating ass. Okay, let's get into him. Okay, y'all know Mary J. Blige had to pay him a lot of money in alimony when they decided to get divorced, and he cheated on her with one of their friends. Ain't that crazy how the system works? But Kendu Isaacs, which is Mary J. Blige's ex-husband, claims that the divorce from Mary J. Blige left him hospitalized, child, after taking a toll on his health. Now, he doesn't want to get a job. He wanted Mary J. Blige to pay him like forever in order for him to just sit on his ass. And he wanted Mary to pay for his family to be taken care of, their cleaners, bills, and all that. I covered this topic. But let's get into what they're saying. Shout out to the Gossip Street on this one. And it's something how these men be out here doing. And this is not a male bashing session, but it's crazy how men be out here just fucking off on different women, especially your friend, you know, of you and your wife, and you get caught cheating with that person. And all of a sudden you have all these medical issues where, oh, I'm in the hospital now because I'm in so much pain, but you caused this pain, right? She has a right to divorce and move on with her life. And this is weird. Let's get into it. It said that here's why the divorce took a toll on Kendu. Despite allegations that he spent $420,000 on trips with his mistress, y'all hear this? That's gonna be her money, you know that. And a bitter divorce battle over money, Kendu Isaac says that he was the one whose health suffered after his split from Mary J. Blige. Now, during the couple's lengthy divorce proceedings, Kendu claims that the stress of the case had taken a serious toll on him. What about Mary? She's a public figure. She's the artist. People are looking at her like, damn. Now, according to court filings, he experienced physical manifestations of stress and emotional distress, which he says resulted in him being hospitalized. Years later, the case is still remembered as one of Hollywood's most contentious celebrity divorces, and it is, child. Says, what do you think? Is it possible for someone to genuinely suffer emotionally and physically during a divorce, regardless of who's at fault? Or do you think Kendu's stress came from the fact that he didn't want, or that he didn't have Mary's money anymore? I feel like it's not because he didn't. I feel like it's because he didn't have the money anymore, because he was getting paid so many thousands of dollars. Okay, Mary had to pay him like thousands of dollars per month for like several years, and he just sat on that money, right? And I feel like now that that money has run out, and Mary doesn't have to pay him anymore, now he's coming up with all these medical issues that he says he has. Mary's not having to take care of his family anymore, so she's moving on, she's touring, she's doing well. He's having to sit back and watch her, when all you had to do was stop cheating, right? Because I hear y'all did have some fun together with other people. So if you played your cards right, you know, it's kind of like Candy and Todd's situation. Had you played your cards right, you would still be there, have that same lifestyle, living in the nice mansions and driving the nice cars. But, you know, and even Mary put him on her payroll. He was kind of like a manager to her, which I totally disagree with. If you're married, I don't agree with mixing business with pleasure. Let him have his own job. You have yours, because sometimes business and pleasure just kind of ruins a relationship, so to speak. But this nigga here, I can't, right? I really can't. So shout out to Mary for moving on. Y'all sound off on that topic. Now he's sick when you called the shit. All right, let's get into Cardi. Okay, Cardi. Let's get into Cardi B, child. I gotta keep this train rolling. All right. Cardi B went on CNN, you guys, to talk about how Black Americans fought for everyone's equality and should be thanked for it. Okay, come on. All right. Said that she also pointed out how people are trying to wipe that history out of school today. I agree. They really don't want Black history in schools. But I did hear that Texas is getting ready to introduce biblical teachings in their school there. Y'all know they're trying to take all that up out of the school. But I hear Texas, I was reading a publication the other day where they said that Texas is getting ready to reintroduce putting Bibles and stuff like that, or biblical teachings in the schools. Okay, so my thing is, y'all don't want to learn about Black history. I mean, y'all had a whole Black president. You don't want to know about Black history. right? Like, what is it? What is it that makes people so nervous about Black people being so great, right? Black people being in high positions and being able to change the world and create things and invent things, right? We get a lot of credit for things. Well, we don't get a lot of credit for things that we are a part of that helps to make history. And believe me, the potato chip that you eat, you hate Black people, but you love potato chips. We created that shit. I don't give a fuck what brand you get, Lay's, Pringles. I don't give a damn. Black people, a Black person created it, and most of these things were created by accident, but we don't really get credit for that. Let's not forget about the pancakes, the syrup. Black woman created that. A white man came through and took the credit for that, and didn't even want to give her money or credit for it. Her family is still fighting for that. The Aunt Jemima, what is Aunt Jemima pancakes or whatever? I was reading where Black woman created that, but then the white people, okay, who she worked for at the time, they're trying to say, hey, no, that was our idea, which we all know Black people were the people who cooked meals and stuff like that back then. So yeah, we don't really get credit. But let's get into what Cardi had to say with her yellow wig, child.
I mean, I feel like the reason why Caribbeans like me, like Caribbeans, like my family, and Latinos and Hispanic people, the reason why they could thrive in this country is because Black African Americans fought for everybody to like be equal. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no Caribbeans thriving here. Like they was the ones that fought for this. So I'm always gonna be thankful and grateful for that. And it's very important that like, this it's important for the history, and it's important to give flowers because I mean, I feel somebody wants to erase the history of these schools, but you got to keep these histories alive. Let me not get too political. I might get in trouble.
You're not going to get in trouble. We love you so much.
Somebody wants to.
She's speaking facts, right? She's definitely speaking facts. So shout out to Cardi. Again, Black people, and no, this is not Black History Month, but we can make a Black History Month. Every month is Black History shit. But bottom line is, yes, Black people are responsible for a lot of the cultures being able to come together. Be honest with you, we're all mixed with something. Y'all might need to go through your ancestry.com to see exactly what DNA you guys actually are carrying. But for the most part, Black people, we do dominate in so many ways. All right, you say Puerto Rican and all that, but we definitely are well connected with all of the races out here and cultures. So, but Black people, do I feel like we get enough credit for the things that we are responsible for? No, I don't. And I do feel like a lot of times the credit that we should get is overlooked, and it's covered up by other situations and other cultures where they like to take credit for it and just kind of dumb us down to like, oh, the Black people just here. They just came over on the ship and was made to be here. But in terms of creativity, they don't really see us as that. Even when it comes to music, it's the same way. Like Little Richard was saying, we created, like, our music actually created this, like rock and roll. They see that as white people's music, but Black people actually created rock and roll. Go back and look at your history. But do we get credit for it? Absolutely not, because of that. Okay. Look at your history, child. Let's keep going though. Let's get into this Karmelo update because something just came up. All right. All right. So hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Give me a sec. I got a little cold, y'all. I had the fan on yesterday and I washed my hair. Oh my God, why did I do that? Now I have the sniffles. I'll be all right though. All right. Jesus. Okay. All right. So let's get back into this. Let's go ahead and share so I can stay on time, honey. All right. So we have something coming up here in August as related to Karmelo's case, I'm seeing. Okay. Shout out to my paralegal friend for this info. Okay. So let's get into it. So it looks like a new entry has appeared on the Texas appellate docket, you guys, in the Karmelo Anthony case. They're saying that the date is set for August the 8th of 2026. The calendar type is status, it reads. The reason set for is record due to be filed. They're saying, what does this mean? This does not appear to be the deadline for Karmelo's appeal brief. They said instead, it likely refers to the deadline for the appellate record to be filed. With the Court of Appeals, the appellate record typically includes the clerk's, record, motion filings, orders, exhibits, judgments, etc. The reporter's records, trial transcripts, and testimony. They said that once the appellate court receives the record, the defense records the records, the appellate's brief is prepared and filed, the state files its response, and it says that the appellate court begins reviewing the legal issues raised on the appeal. So this is moving forward, okay? So it said, in other words, this appears to be an important procedural milestone, but it does not necessarily mean that the appeal itself must be completed by August 8th. But there is a date in the system, it appears, where they are looking forward to that. Here's the actual document, and you can see it here from search Texas court documents, okay? So y'all see here, record due to be filed. It's saying August the 8th. So they're still moving forward with the appeal, as you guys can see. The state of Texas, criminal state, Amy Murphy, Greg Willis, and then all of the names here who are represented in this. Y'all see here, Karmelo, Sincere Anthony, criminal appellate. So the appeal is going forward. Shout out to Nina. What's her name? Nina, the paralegal. Okay. Shout out to her for this one. All right. So trial court information, you guys see here from 296th Judicial Court. Okay. Judicial District Court. Okay. Again, shout out to Nina, the paralegal. So, yeah, what do y'all think? So as you guys can see, the appeal is moving forward. It's kind of moving, things are kind of moving really slow. We don't have a lot of information to report, but every little piece that we get as related to Karmelo's case, I will come on and give you that information. Okay, so let's get into another court situation. Melody and Martell, they're getting ready to be going back to court as well. Martell has filed a motion against Melody, and I had to take my notes on this, you guys, and I'll get the court document for you guys a little later, but I was rushing this morning, so let's get into this. Martell has filed a new motion as of July 1st against Melody. So they're getting ready to be headed back to court because of him. This does involve the children, okay? Martell is going gutter this time. He is not playing. Now, this has something to do with Melody's civil and criminal contest of court. No, hold on, criminal content of court. Yeah. So there was a modification to their case as well. Martell was asking for things like medical expenses and things as related to the kids, for Melody to pay her half. He's saying that she did not. He says that Melody was asked through the courts to pay her part or her portion of what was due for the kids within 30 days as ordered. He says that Melody owes him over $5,000 that she did not pay. He said the total amount is $10,323. She is due for half of that. Martell also put in that same order that the kids, he and Melody's kids were exposed to boyfriend, which he calls the paramour, and he calls boyfriend Jason, which we guys know is the said to be the security guard. Martell does not want the kids around Jason, which he put in the same motion. He also brought up a DHR allegation that was filed against Jason, where it said that Jason allowed the kids to be driving when they're not of age to do so. And Martell does not want Jason transporting the kids, and he does not want Jason spending the night at the house with the kids. What do y'all think about it? There's more. I'm gonna touch bases on this again, but that's just the gist of what's going on. So he has filed another motion. Y'all know he and Melody have been divorced now going on what, 8 years or somewhere? I don't lost count. Enough time for him to be able to move on, but that is what's going on, right? Right. Thank you, Rose, for bringing that up. So Melody forgave the $17,000 that Martell stole long ago, and this was before the divorce even happened. He did not give that money back, and she filed paperwork on that. He just refused to give it back. So Melody, she kind of gave in, was like, hey, don't even worry about it. I'm gonna make probably triple that money, and he's not giving her that money back. But again, as of July 1st, he has filed another motion against Melody. So they are headed back to court very, very soon. This does involve the kids. I didn't even know there was a DHR allegation against Jason. I didn't even know that until this court document was put out there. But yeah, he said that Melody's kids, he and Mel's kids were exposed to boyfriend Jason. So I don't know if something weird was happening, because from what Martell is saying, that Jason be spending the night there, and that the kids, of course, y'all know how Martell questioned the kids, and he probably grilled them and got information from the kids, and he hurried up and went and filed another motion. So the shit is about to hit the fan and be fucking messy again. I'm sick of this shit. So as this progresses, we'll spin the block and give you guys more info. But yeah, so according to Martell, he says that Melody owes him $5,000 because she did not pay him his or her portion within 30 days, which is what the courts asked them to do. And he does not want Jason transporting the kids, no more spending the night. And he doesn't want Jason around the kids at all, from what he is saying. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? So civil, he mentions in there civil and criminal contempt, y'all, not contest. I wrote it wrong. I was writing so fast. Contempt. So he's holding Melody in contempt of court. So it's kind of sounding like he might be wanting to get her arrested, or knowing that there was said to be some type of warrant or something out there before. So now he's filing this, I guess, to make them like go after her, knowing that this warrant was said to be out there, because we haven't heard about her turning herself in with this alleged warrant being out there for whatever situation that was, where she was said to have grabbed him and he filed something on her. He keeps filing shit. But I don't know. But as of July 1st, this was filed. I'm going to spin the block and we'll take a deeper look into that. But Martell is mad and he's giving Melody hell once again. Melody's never going to be able to get out of his grasp. I think they're going to be fighting about this shit until Martell, or until neither one of them are here. And I'm not speaking that into existence, but until one of them no longer here, they're going to be fighting about this shit. It's going to be court. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. Martell is not going to stop filing shit. It's crazy. So now he don't want Jason around. And from what he's saying, that the kids were exposed to Jason in some type of way. So I hope he's not saying that Jason was walking around with a towel or something. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about with that. But he's saying the kids were exposed to boyfriend/paramour Jason is what he calls it. And he no longer wants the kids around Jason. So now he wants Melody to pay him his $5,000. And he's demanding that Jason does not have any interaction with his kids. Girl. Oh my God, let's move on. Ooh, honey. A mess, okay? So yeah, I'll be getting the documents, and then we'll go through them and take a look at them, okay? But there's more, but that's the most shocking shit that was on there. On the document. So we'll go through it and we'll put it up on the screen like we usually do. Y'all forgive me for not having it up this morning, but y'all trust me, you know, I ain't gonna never lie to you. All right. I'm gonna spin the block and we'll look at the documents and we'll go from there. Okay. But let's get into this because I gotta get moving. I do have a 10 o'clock meeting. Lil Wayne was set to perform. He's on some type of tour. We really don't hear from Lil Wayne. He kind of keeps it low, keeps a low profile, but he did miss some shows and his fans were very upset about that. But he was saying that he had like some type of issue, health issue that deals directly with him having like, what was it he was saying? Let me just play it shit. Let's play it. Shout out to the neighborhood talk. He was having some really bad headaches from having seizures and stuff like that. He does say that he has issues with epilepsy. Y'all know he was drinking that's what is it, syrup or whatever they call the shit where you mix liquid medication with alcohol, which you should never do, which caused him to have some seizures before. Y'all know a lot of rappers do that. They mix like cold medicine with alcohol, and he had a couple episodes where he was on a plane and he had a seizure. They had to rush him to the hospital, but he's still dealing with the after effects of that. But let's get into him here. Lil Wayne explains that he missed performances and that it was due to his health issues with epilepsy, and reveals that he is now single. There was a publication also out about him getting engaged to this younger girl. He's now speaking on that as well. Let's get into it.
Don't you checking in? Listen, Banger, man. I gotta motherfucking apologize to you personally again, for real. Sorry for missing that show the other night. Listen, I have epilepsy and I have seizures, right? Thank God I haven't had a seizure in years. But seizures have triggers. The trigger to my seizures are badass migraines. Had a badass migraine that night. It was recommended that I don't get in the air. Don't you checking in? Listen, Banger, man. I would like to clear something up. No, I'm not engaged. No. I had a beautiful thing going with an amazing person, but obviously, due to the validity of the temperature of today's crazy world and culture, I considered I don't want to be such a burden on such an amazing person. So we decided to part. Sucks, but no, not engaged. I would like to clear something up.
So y'all hear that? So he says, no, he's not engaged. He was having a medical emergency, which is why he was not able to go there. He was advised by his people not to show up to that show because of the nature of his medical issues. So for all the fans who are disappointed in Lil Wayne not showing up, that is why. Okay, so he'll probably make the show up because usually they'll do that. If it's within his time to do so. So shout out to Lil Wayne. No hate here. All right, we really don't hear from him because he really keeps a very low profile. This next case right here. It's something that I was looking at last night before I went to sleep, and I said, "Oh my God!" Looking at this person, he kind of reminds me of Karmelo. That's what caught my eye when I was scrolling. I was like, "Oh, do we have an update on Karmelo's news?" But no. You guys may have seen this on your timeline. If not, we're going to walk through what happened. I do feel like there's some foul play in this case, and now I feel like I got to get back into my investigative work, which is what I love to do. All right, we're going to help solve this damn case like we doing the Karmelo case. Y'all know I've been pulling stuff with Karmelo. Now we have another young man, 18 years old, around the same age as Karmelo, right? His name is Nolan Wells, and he went on this excursion, on this little trip, we'll call it, okay, on July 4th with some of his Caucasian friends who have now come forward to say they don't even know where he was or what happened to him. Sounds a little sus. If he was with you guys, what happened? Did he run off somewhere and didn't say anything? That just doesn't sound right to me, okay? But we're going to get into it. His mom, I did see where his mom, Nolan's mom, says that she's been up for 48 hours. You could tell by the way she was typing. Some of the words were kind of off. Mom's not getting any sleep. She is like frantic, okay? So a search is underway, you guys, for, shout out to the Griot. A search is underway for 18-year-old Nolan Wells, who went missing during a July 4th island trip with other teens, all right? Cell phone is found, but he is gone. That sounds like foul play. I tell you, I watch too many criminal stories and crime shows, baby. Something happened here, some foul play. I feel like he was unalived. And of course, wherever they took him, obviously his phone is not going to be there because, you know, it's called location on your phone that will take you right to him. But they did find his phone, but they did not find him. Now, if they went to a place, when I hear island, I think of water. When I think of water, I ask myself, what's in the water? Okay, follow me. This is the first thing that came to my mind. If there was an island, follow me, then there's water. If there's an island, what is in the water? This happened in Mississippi. I think they have gators in Mississippi. Do they not? Right? Do they have? I think they have gators in Mississippi. Was he by chance pushed in some gator-infested water? I don't know why my mind keeps going there. And 9 times out of 10, I'd be almost, if not correct, okay? When I hear shit like this, just in my crazy mind, that's what is coming to me. These boys sound like they may have pushed him somewhere, and I don't know. Maybe I have some psychic abilities. I might need to look into that. But let's read. All right, 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells is missing after a July 4th trip to Horn Island, Mississippi. Also, if that would have happened, if they would have pushed him into some gator-infested waters, they're not going to find him. Right? Not going to find him. So what better way to get rid of some damn evidence or to do something to someone? This could have been a hate crime. They could have lured him there, say, hey, let's go to this fun spot. And he's thinking, oh, these are my friends. Nothing's going to happen to me. Let's go. He gets there and some shit like that happens. So why the fuck they find your phone and not you? Because your phone should be with you. But let's keep reading. Nolan traveled to the island on a boat with a group of other teens, all white teens. All right. But when it was time to head back to the mainland, everyone made it home except him. Where could he have gone? All right. Cajun Navy Incident Commander Josh Gill says that Nolan was allegedly hanging out with another teen before he disappeared. He says, I grew up with Nolan, and he's one of my best friends. Sherrod Whitehead, Nolan's teammate on the Ocean Springs High School football team, told the Sun Herald. Now said that he's the most respectful person I know. He loves to help and is always happy. Something's happening behind the scenes, though, and I just have a bad feeling. Said that Nolan was last seen Saturday around 3 p.m. wearing blue swim trunks and glasses. The Jackson County Sheriff Department, U.S. Coast Guard, and other agencies are searching. They said, if you know anything, contact the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. Nolan's parents are desperately seeking information about their son. His mother, Christine Wells Wansley, is a nurse practitioner, says that her and her husband have been up 48 hours, as I just told you guys, nonstop looking for answers. They have his cell phone, but they do not have him. Well, have no fear, because I will be reporting on every single solitary piece of information that I get. I will be looking to help uncover some shit too. Y'all know how I be. Y'all know how I be. When my wheels get to spinning, honey, we're going to keep talking about this just like we're doing the Karmelo Anthony case. And since Carmelo Anthony's case is kind of slowed down a bit, this will kind of give me a little bit more push in terms of looking into some stuff with this case. So we're going to find out what the hell is going on, so mom and dad, honey, can get some peace and serenity. All right. Whether we find him alive or unalive, they still need some answers, because a mother does have the right, or should have the right, to give a proper burial or have her son's body if something did happen to him. All right. So we're going to stay on this case. Caramel Colombo is on this motherfucking case. All right. I do feel like something happened to him, and I don't give a hot damn what these friends have to say. Let's go through this shit. Oh, it's definitely some foul play. I just have a bad feeling. All right. So this is the mom. She said, this is our Nolan Wells, AKA they call him No. Said that one of the sweetest and kindest souls that you could ever meet. Said he went missing on Horn Island on July 4th. Said now this is going to be a horrible July 4th for them every fucking year. Right? What worse way for your child to be missing on a fucking holiday, something that you celebrate, have family around, everybody get together. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion. You popping fireworks, you grilling, family coming over. So now every 4th of July, this is going to be this mother's memory. Sad. Mom goes on to say that I'm looking for any pictures or videos that was taken on the northwest tip of Horn. Please help us find our sunshine. We're working on it, mama. Let's keep going. So these are the friends. Well, one of them. All right. So he was gone on a boat. So this is mom said, guys, my husband and I are going to have to stop posting for a little bit. They're tired. I know they are. If I was a mom, I wouldn't be able to sleep either. Said it. We've been up for close to 48 hours now, and my body feels like it's shutting down. Gotta get some rest, mom. Says, please contact the Jackson County Sheriff's Department if you have any leads on his whereabouts. The number is 228-769-3063. If we have any people in Mississippi or anywhere, if you find out any information on that, please contact the Jackson County. Let me put that in the chat. I can't screenshot it. I'll put it up later. Okay. Jackson County. Let me call it out again. Jackson County Sheriff's Department. Okay. In Mississippi, the number is 228-769-3063. All right. Let me write it down. I don't want to forget it. So I can put it back. I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay. But this is imperative, honey. If y'all know any information, if you live in that area or you have family that live there and may know something. Okay. That's Jackson County Sheriff's Department. All right. So I'll add that here. Make my little note. All right. So shout out to mom and them, but this is him with his parents. This is so sad. I really hate this. I really, really hate this. So I really feel like something happened with these friends. I don't feel like they were friends. I feel like something happened. Like, did y'all push him off the boat? If he fell off the boat, maybe they're scared. Maybe there's an accident, and maybe y'all know how kids get. They freak out because sometimes not telling what happened, that makes you an accessory. So if something happened, if he was drinking or something and he fell off the boat, and whatever the case may be, tell that to the police. Don't just say, well, I don't know where he is. I don't know what happened. If he was on a boat with you, you should know something, right? You should know something. So the fact that they're not cooperating as they should in this situation kind of gives me some red flags and give me pause. So now I'm going to start looking into some shit. All right. And when I look into it, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find some shit. All right. Believe that. I'm on the case. All right. Let me go ahead before I forget and put this shit in here. All right. So please call. All right, what is it? Jackson County Sheriff's Department. Well, I'm gonna find some shit. Believe that. All right, the number is 228-769-3063. All right, Jackson County Sheriff's Department. Boom. All right, so if you live in that area, that's the information for Mr. Nolan. All right, Mr. Nolan. He does remind me of Karmelo, though. He really did. When I saw the picture, I was like, what the hell? But yeah, so let's move along, honey. Let's move along. That makes me so sad. All right, another situation. Let's get into this. I think I might, hold on. I think I might can this one. I'm going to spin the block on this one. So I don't want to have too much depth on this video, child, because YouTube be like, hold up now. Hold up. All right. So let's jump on into the reality TV portion. All right. Okay, so Kelly Potter from Real Housewives of Atlanta believes there was a plot against K. Michelle. Let's get into that. Y'all know the reunion is set to be coming up here soon. I'll put that back up here in a second. Okay, guys, give me a sec. Y'all keep sounding off though. Thank y'all. 289 watching. Shout out to you. Please don't forget to tap on that like for me and hype up this video. All right, so Kelly Potter believes that there was a plot against K. Michelle. And this is Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, Kelly Potter 100% believes that there was a plot against K. Michelle during this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why you all up on K. Michelle? You didn't like K. Michelle while the show was on. Now here you go doing interviews like you was such a ride or die for K. Michelle. It don't matter. You ain't gonna be there next season anyway. So let's get into Kelly.
Explain the K. Michelle plot. Do you really think Drew is trying to link her to another man despite only saying they knew each other? I think I'm gonna say this because that's not my fight, right?
Yes.
I do think there is a K. Michelle plot. I don't think that she was over exaggerating when it comes to things. I think sometimes these ladies can do things behind cameras. They can say things that don't get picked up on the cameras that can eventually turn into bigger things. And I do believe Kay.
And that's that on that.
Because I've experienced her before. I've experienced Drew before.
We're going to have to keep watching that because the plot thickens.
The plot thickens. And I want my girl to get that plot together.
Yeah.
Just make sure that she exposes the people that need to be exposed.
Yes.
Explain the K. Michelle.
If it's real.
Okay, so y'all hear that? So they're saying that there was some type of plot against K. Michelle. I don't necessarily believe there was
No plot. Do you really think
just did not come in the door and do her damn job this season? I feel like you already knew. You say you've been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta for years, and you've always wanted to be on the show, and then you get on the show and you can't handle the smoke of what is thrown at you or the mess that's thrown at you. Girl, that comes with the territory. They're gonna argue, they're gonna dig up your stuff, they're gonna say your WAP is funky and stanky, but that don't mean you gotta crash out and be in the closet crying, child, with the damn door locked and oh my God, what did I get myself into? Like, no, you gotta get back in the fight. Okay, we waiting for you to fight, girl. But yeah, Kelly, shut up and worry about your own situation. Worry about paying your employees, okay? You ain't said nothing about K. Michelle. You didn't take up for her not one time this damn season. Here you go now. You a fan of Kelly. You're a fan of K. Michelle and speaking up for her because you don't have shit else going on, and it look like your ass ain't gonna be on the show next season. So now let's do a press tour about K. Michelle. Girl, it's over. The reunion has already been filmed. At the end of the day, that ain't helping you out at all. All right, move on, Kelly. I see somebody put in the chat, what about coleslaw as related to the Martell and Melody situation? Well, it's documented to where coleslaw cannot spend the night at Martell's house when he and Melody's kids are there. She's not really supposed to be around the kids, but she do be around the kids, but she can't spend the night when the kids are with Martell, when it's his time to be with them. So maybe Martell is doing a little switcheroo and say, well, okay, well, Jason can't be around or spending the night whenever my kids are. Y'all know how Martell is. He's very immature, very immature. So he's going to keep filing shit, but we'll keep talking about it. Y'all keep signing off. I just happened to see that when I look down. But let's get into this next piece where Shamia is talking about some colorism on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So Shamia Morton responds to the colorism claim. She says that I am not a victim. So Shamia is weighing in on the colorism discussion surrounding her this season on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Fans have argued that she's being treated unfairly by cast members. Shamia, however, says that she doesn't view herself as a victim and is happy to see that viewers are starting to open their eyes and recognize what's been going on. She did get a lot of heat this season, but she did prove that who I thought was my favorite person, okay, Angela Oakley, to be a liar, and it played out on the show this season. Now, when we talk about colorism, that is also something that was also mentioned on Real Housewives of Potomac, where most of the girls are very fair-skinned on that show, and then a person like what's the child name that's in court right now? Wendy Osefo. Wendy kind of got a lot of that colorism as well because she is a more darker complected woman on the show, but Wendy's that girl. Wendy has a lot of degrees. I feel like a lot of the girls on there were probably jealous of Wendy. She held her own, but she did kind of get treated a certain way because of colorism. Okay, I was somebody else that went through that as well. Yeah, that's something that I told you guys. There's this thing called the brown paper bag challenge, to where in Hollywood, that's what they use to go by to see if you fit the bill of in terms of color. A lot of artists, a lot of people in Hollywood, they don't get roles because of their color, their skin tone, and it's sad. If you're not a light-skinned, fair-toned woman with long hair, straight black hair, they don't view you as that girl, and you get turned down for roles that you would have gotten had you been a lighter complected person, which I feel is sad, because a lot of our black, beautiful, melanated women are now starting to bleach themselves and to do things to their skin color to make them appear to be brighter than they are. I mean, shit, we saw it with Beyonce. Say she didn't go look at some older pictures of Beyonce. Y'all can say it's lighting all you want. Do I feel like, and yeah, I feel like Beyonce may have used some bleaching to get her skin color to be a little bit lighter. She is well, accepted now. She was more of a tannish. She was light skinned, but she was more of a tannish color to me from what I saw in older pictures of her. But now she's more of a brighter skin tone. It's okay. She can do what she wants to. I see Toni Braxton has done a lot of skin lightening. These women, they become more prominent in the industry whenever they are lighter complected women. And it's unfortunate that women feel the need to have to do that in order to feel accepted in that society. But let's get into what Shamil had to say here.
Could it be colorism, or do you feel like that's a reach?
I just, like I said, I think if you treat people with kindness, it should be reciprocated. And oftentimes we don't see that. I mean, heck, I've been taking it on the chin from fans, since I joined the cast. So it's just nice to finally see that people are seeing things from my POV. Because, there's always your truth, their truth, and then the real truth. I'm just happy that people are even opening up their eyes to actually see and try to understand it. Because hell, I was like, I'm like, what is happening? Why is it happening? And why me? I'm not a victim, but it's like, well, okay, why not me? I just hope that at some point we can get to a space where we're all one cohesive group and there's no division. That's my goal.
Do you feel like it could be colorism, or
it could be some colorism? Okay, Shamia's not an ugly girl, but she is a darker complected woman, and she will have to fight harder than the average person who's probably going up for the same role that she's going up for, right? She is married. She is married into a lot of money now, so she really doesn't have to fight as hard as a person that's up and coming in the industry to, be where she is right now. She kind of made it a little bit. If you look at it, her husband is very well off. He's into HVAC. He has his own companies. He's, well into his millions. They're living in a nice, a few $1 million home, and she's doing well for herself right now. But Shamil kind of started from the bottom, and she started in movies, and she's done some movies I saw. What's the movie that I like? I can't remember. Anyway, but she's done a lot. She's been a cheerleader and all of that. But when she got married, of course, her life definitely changed. She finally got her peach on the show. And she's well accomplished. Okay. Shamil is a college graduate, but again, she's definitely, I'm pretty sure, had to fight a little bit harder than your average girl out here because of her skin tone. And that's sad. It's very sad. So women, embrace yourself. Embrace yourself. And you're free to do whatever you want to do with your body. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh my God, I was going to go bleach tomorrow. If that's what you feel like you need to do to make yourself feel better about yourself, do whatever you want to do. I'm not trying to deter anyone, but do what you want to do. If you want to go out here and get you a nice BBL, tell me to do all of those things. It's your money. I'll never tell you how to spend your money, but embrace yourself, embrace your melanin. All Black people come in different shades. We're all beautiful in our own way. Okay, I will say that. We're all beautiful in our own way. All right. So yeah, let's move along. All right. Okay, so Marceau was seen out. We really haven't heard from Marceau since this whole arrest situation. I might add that other topic that I had too. All right, so Marceau was seen out. So he and the kids are singing. So this is his two daughters. You guys know he and Tisha, and he also swung by to pick up Kiki's daughters as well. All right, Kiki's daughter. Let's play it again. Kiki's daughter is in the front seat, one of her daughters, and then the other one is back here. These are Marceau and Tisha's kids here. We've seen them on TV, so I don't want nobody to say, well, the kids are public figures, all right? And this is not in a negative way. We're just showing that Marceau was just seen out. He did go by, like I said, to pick up the kids with his daughters to spend time on July 4th, okay? They are singing our song, Give Me the Beat. What is Give Me the Beat? Feed My Soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. So the kids are singing. And let's go. My soul. Okay, y'all see him? So he seems as happy. I'll be honest. Marcel seems as happiest when he's with his kids. I'm be honest. He seems like he is a dad. He is a girl dad. He appears to be a girl dad. And he seems to be a good dad, I guess, from what I see. But he does love his daughters. You can tell. You can tell he's very proud of them. But I don't know. Maybe he's out co-parenting, because we did see today that he does have a different address from the house that he was staying in. I'm gonna say it that way. But he did take some time out on July 4th to go and pick up Kiki's kids, and in addition to his kids, to spend time with them. Shout out to Wente Talk. She did just interview Kiki's husband, Amin, the other day, and that was a really good interview. If you guys didn't check that out, go check it out and hit the like button on that. Amin, he appears to be doing okay. Still, dealing with the loss of Kiki. I think a lot of people are still shocked at Kiki's passing. But yeah, let's go ahead and play the video. But that's them out riding out, okay, spending time, and he's singing with the girls. So this is probably the, I guess, first live or video that we've seen of them since then. Beautiful kids, okay, beautiful kids. But he is happy and proud to be out with his girls, and of course hanging out with Kiki's kids too. So shout out to them. Rest in peace to Kiki. They did just have like her little I think celebration of life or something like that the other day. Saw all the purple hearts in her like a little banner or something that somebody put up the other day, which I thought was beautiful. She's being celebrated as well on Facebook, and I've seen on Facebook too, people are putting up things to commemorate her as well. So shout out to Kiki. Shout out to Kiki Jabbar. She is missed, man. A lot of people say, oh, you don't even know Kiki. You don't have to personally know a person. I've never physically seen Kiki, but I actually talked to Kiki behind the scenes. I showed you guys I actually had conversations. I was going to interview Kiki before we actually found out that she passed away. I was very sad about that too. I was like, damn. Especially the way that she passed, knowing that she's a mom, she has kids. I know her kids were like freaking out about that situation. But yeah, a lot of people said, don't speak on Kiki because you don't know her. I had lots of conversations with Kiki, and Kiki actually said in our conversations, like, don't tell nobody, but you're my favorite blogger. Like, me and my mom, we all sit up and we watch you guys. I watch you and we crack up and live. Matter of fact, just so people don't be trying to play in my face, because listen, I had several conversations with Kiki, and I always like to show receipts because, and this is not about Kiki, but I want to show this. I want to show. Hold on. I was going to interview her. She had already accepted the interview. She was excited to do the interview. Here you go. I'm going to actually share it. Okay. I'm going to actually share this. Have I shared this before? I'm gonna share just a piece of our conversation, but yeah, hold on, y'all. Yeah, I used to actually talk to Kiki and Kiki and laugh all the time behind the scenes. I don't really share much of that. If I have a conversation with somebody off the record, I usually don't just be like, oh, let me share that. But in this case, I will, because certain people seem to be upset whenever I speak on certain things, or certain people and say, oh, you didn't even know that person. You can't miss something that you don't know or that you never met. Well, I don't physically have to see a person to actually have had a conversation with them. I'm happy to share this conversation though from Miss Kiki, because we did have a talk. All right, so let me show this. Okay, yeah, put the purple hearts up, y'all. Kiki is definitely missed. Okay, Kiki definitely missed. And I was definitely getting ready to interview her. So I asked her in our conversation if she wanted to do an interview. You guys can see November 11th of 2023. This is her page, Miss Kiki Jabbar. Okay. So I asked her, hey girl, when are you free? And when would you like to do an interview? I love you on the show. So here's Kiki. All right, let's scroll down so you guys can see. She actually wrote it. Okay, that's her. So Kiki says, hey girl, hey you. Girl, I love you. Okay. She said, you writing me like I don't know who you are. Baby, you have me, my mama, and my grandma listening to you. So she used to watch my show. I didn't even know she used to watch me. She said, please don't tell nobody, but you are actually one of my faves because you're so damn funny. Okay. So she used to be cracking up watching my show. She said, I'm so excited that you reached out to me. Of course we can do an interview. Send me your contact information so that we can chat about a date and time. I can't wait to tell my mom and my grandma about this. So she was excited to get ready to interview with me, you guys. And then we found out the news later on. Y'all know she was on like a gag order for a little time after they did the Texas trip because of some things that was going on, where some scenes I think were being shared and some other stuff that was going on. Anyway, she couldn't speak or do interviews, so our interview got pushed back. So I said to her, yes, I appreciate the love, girl. I rock with you, Kiki. I just shared your video where you show proof of your sobriety yesterday. I'm so proud of you and your growth. My email address is Karmelo. Let me know when you're free and we'll make it happen. I appreciate the love from you. I meant to say A-N-D. I was typing so fast. And your family, thanks for but you guys can see there are other conversations that Kiki and I have had before as well. I just shared this piece to show that I was actually going to get to interview her. But it didn't work out that way for some other reason. God decided that, hey, he was ready for her to come home. But it is what it is. So you guys can see above that, there's more conversations that we had. So I actually talked off the record to Kiki prior to her death. So again, rest in peace to Kiki. And I definitely was in good space with her. And as you guys can see here, she was a fan of Karmelo. Who would have known? But hear other people tell it. Why are you speaking on her? You didn't even, Kiki didn't even like you. I'm just like, if people only knew, right? And people only knew like shit to go on behind the scene. You don't know who a person has a relationship with or who they talk to, right? You just never know. But rest in peace to Kiki. And I pray that her kids are doing well, because it don't ever get easy, especially if you lose a parent. I know I've lost a parent. That shit, you have to just keep pushing. Certain holidays and certain events and kind of make you think about it a little more, right? I lost my dad. We just had Father's Day, of course. I thought about that shit, but on Father's Day, I usually just choose to focus that attention on my own husband and my son, and just what surrounds that, instead of just sitting at home and being sad. And you got to keep moving, or that shit will really drag you down. But let's get into this last topic, guys, and then I'm gonna go. But rest in peace to Kiki, and shout out to Amin, and shout out to him for doing that interview with Wednesday Talk. That was really good. He shared a lot, and he also baked cakes. So if you guys want a good pound cake, child, hit him up. And get that info. He is on Facebook as well. I'm gonna have to get his information so we can post it on here. Y'all can put in like some cake orders and he can have it shipped to you. All right. So yeah, so let's support them so that Kiki's kids can be well taken care of, you guys. Not that they're not, but yeah. So let's get into it. Shout out to Baller Alert. This is gonna be our last topic. I was originally going to talk about this, and then I said I'll wait, but I said no, I'll pull it back since I have just a little time. All right. So a Chicago deacon, you guys, is accused of unaliving his estranged wife and then taking their 5 children to church. Like, what type of mindset are you in to unalive your wife and tell your kids, okay, guys, get up, let's get ready to go to church? And you go to church and you just standing there praise dancing, or whatever he was doing in church. I don't know, and acting like what just happened before you got to church didn't happen. You got to be psycho. You can tell in his eyes that something's very off with him. But let's get into it. A Chicago church community is reeling after prosecutors accused Deacon Eddie Jenkins of unaliving his estranged wife, Kiara Jenkins, outside her Woodlawn home before taking their 5 children to church. This got to be crazy. Let's keep going. According to CBS News, Chicago, Eddie Jenkins, who was 45, was arrested in Douglas Park and charged with 1 count of first-degree unaliving in connection with the January 18th unaliving of Kiara Jenkins, who was 36 years old, in the city's Woodlawn neighborhood. Said that he was also charged with 2 misdemeanors. Sorry, y'all. Two misdemeanor counts of fleeing and attempting to elude police officers and carrying a concealed firearm in the park facility. Wow. Kiara was pow near 64th Street and Drexel Avenue while she was reportedly heading to church in January. So she was headed to church as well. Now, ABC 7 Chicago reported that the couple shared 5 children ranging in age from a college freshman to a 10-year-old child. And that Eddie was held pending trial after appearing in court on Wednesday, July 1st. That didn't make sense. Prosecutors alleged that Eddie drove to Kiara's home in the early morning hours of January 18th and pow-powed her 7 times, you guys, before returning home and taking their children to church. Let me put my banner up, because child, that's a lot. My God, this fool, he crazy. He batshit crazy. All right, let's get back. Okay. According to the outlet, friends became concerned because Kiara was usually at church early every Sunday morning, but Eddie arrived with the children without her. Kiara usually arrived at church around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. What kind of church y'all having? On Sunday to help prepare. It says that per CBS News Chicago, she had gone out with friends the night before and was dropped off at her Drexel Avenue home around 2 a.m. It sounded like they were separated. Prosecutors alleged that Eddie left his home shortly before 4 a.m., drove a white Buick Enclave to the area, parked about a block away, and walked towards the back of Kiara's home. That sounds premeditated. That shit crazy. How the hell you have 5 kids and you take the kids' mama out like that? I don't know what sparked this, but yeah, a hot ass mess. What do y'all think about that? That is why you have to therapy. And it sounds like she got away from him. What it sounds like they may have had some marital problems because they weren't living together. So she made the choice to move out, which is a great thing instead of staying in the house and arguing around the kids. Obviously, you know, maybe he wasn't okay with that. Okay, maybe he wasn't okay with her leaving. Y'all know a lot of times when people are in relationships or marriages and one person decides to leave, the other person, they can't take that. Okay, they can't take the fact that you choose yourself over them. And maybe the weight of that caused him to do what he did. But you guys have 5 kids and you took those kids' mother away. So he is being charged with first-degree unaliving. I'm pretty sure he's going to get probably, if not the death penalty, he's going to be probably in there for life for this. So prayers up for this family. I saw this. I said, oh my God. But he was said to be a deacon in the church, right? So you really can't say, oh, this person will never do this or never do that because they're in the church. Those be some of the craziest people that you will ever find, right? The biggest slurs are in church as well, okay? And not to put church down, I love church, all right? But some of the craziest people you will find in church. But prayers up to this family and definitely for the kids, because I know they can't be good for them. They've already lost their mom by way of pow, and the dad is going to be taken away probably for life because of this situation. So nobody wins in this situation. No one wins. What do y'all think? I'm going to have to end the show here because I have to prepare for an upcoming meeting. I appreciate you guys coming over and supporting. Please don't forget to tap on that like button and let me know what y'all think. Y'all still talking about the Martell situation? Yeah, child. I'm going to spin the block though, and we'll look at the documents together and read them. And y'all know that's usually how we do, right? But yeah, Martell has filed yet another motion against Melody. The shit don't stop. He filed it on the 1st. And yeah, he doesn't want anybody around Melody, he and Mel's kids, but Martell can have a legion of hoes around his kids when he has the kids. The kids are around Ariane, the same person who broke up the marriage. And he just thinks that it's okay. Like he go to court with Melody and Ariane be right there. Like you don't think that that's going to affect the kids or, you know, have to be around. You're forcing them to be around the same person that broke up their family. And now that you're telling Melody, you feel like you can tell Melody what to do and who she can have around. You guys aren't married anymore. She's free to date whomever, if she's dating Jason. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, she's free to date or be around who she wants to be around. You guys are not married. You can't dictate her life anymore or tell her what she can and cannot do. If Jason did not harm the kids, I mean, what the fuck, Martell? This shit crazy. So now he's trying to have her held in contempt. I think he's trying to initiate the warrant that was said to be out. I think he's upset because the warrant, maybe she wasn't picked up on this warrant yet. So now he's filing this motion to say, oh, she's in contempt to initiate some more shit. That's what it sounds like. He been sitting back trying to think, how can I hurt her? Because I'm mad that she's moving on. Just stupid shit. Just stupid shit. And then we just saw that Mel had, what's the guy? Let me show this before we get out of here. He's probably mad about this shit right here too. Let me share this because Mel just shared this where because they was at one point trying to say that Hill Harper was dating Mel, which I don't think he's dating Mel, but he did stop by Mel's house. He was in Huntsville for some type of event, and he did stop.
It's just a series of choices we make.
Trying to give them some, you know, enlightening information on life and how to move and stuff like that.
That's our whole life, literally. If you break it down that way. And every day you're making these micro little choices. And that's what the books are about. They're about how you think about the choices you make. What do you do? And so the fundamental concept is a blueprint. So you create a blueprint for your life. Blueprint for your life, whatever your goals are. You write it out. And then you have to make sure your choices on a daily basis fit the blueprint. So Piers, I give an example with Piers. If your goal is to do well in basketball, then if you never practice, you make a choice to never practice, but you still want to be good, it doesn't work, right? Because you're not making a choice to actually do the micro steps to achieve a goal. So whether it's starting a business or whether it's getting straight A's, any of those things you could do, but you got to do the blueprint first and then do the micro choices to get there. So that's what the book's about.
So he sounds like he's giving them, you know, business advice, life advice, okay? And they seem to be tuned in. As you guys can see, Mariah, she's tuning in, she's listening to Tank, he's taking it all in. Watch Martell go file another motion. Melody's having strange men around my kids, you know. This shit's stupid as hell. But anyway, y'all let me know. We'll spin a block on this Mel and Martell situation. I gotta go. You guys have a wonderful day. Happy Monday to everybody. Yeah, he about to file another motion behind this damn video. Lord have mercy. What did I create, Lord? I hope it ain't because of me. I hope it ain't because I shared the damn video. But thank y'all for being here. Okay, he'll get over it, y'all. Shout out to the 316 and watching. Y'all, please don't forget to tap on the like to support the video. You can share the video, hype up this video. Check me out on all publications under Karmelo Rhoa. Shout out to my top flight mods, Rose Ormstead, Tiffany Thomas, and True TV Podcast. Thank you to all of the content creators that were in here as well to support this video. Love you guys down. All my Karmelians in the chat as well as in the bushes. Haters, thank y'all for being here too, because views do matter like Black Lives. Love you guys down. Great show. Yes, okay. Love y'all. I'll see y'all until the next one. Bye.
But I'm so frustrated.